단식하는 동안에는 운동을 해도 될까요? 아니면 최대한 에너지를 아끼며 가마아안히 있어야 할까요? 제이슨펑 박사는 자신이 운영하는 클리닉에서 이런 질문을 정말 많이 받는다고 하는데요. 단식 중에 운동을 해도 되는 이유에 대해 제이슨펑 박사는 이렇게 설명합니다.
A lot of people think that they can't do anything while they're fasting. I hear this a lot. I have work to do. I have a very physically active job, so I need to eat for energy. So a lot of people feel that if they are not eating, that is fasting, they really should be trying to limit their exercise, limit their activities. Remember that your body has the ability to store calories, which is just food energy. So when you store it, you also have the ability to take it back out of storage. And that's what happens when you're fasting. Your body is essentially like a hybrid car, which sometimes can use gas and sometimes can use electricity. And it can switch between the two. Well, it's really the same thing with our body. Our body has the ability to use energy that's coming in, like the glucose from your food, but it can store some of that away so that you have energy when you're not eating. And you can either use the food, which is calories, or you can use the calories that are stored away, which is body fat. That's really all body fat is. So if you are carrying body fat, you could have 100,000, 200,000 calories worth of energy just sitting in those stores, so you can use them. That's really why you have them. So the answer to the question, can you exercise during fasting, is yes. Your body is going to be able to find energy whether you're eating, and it's going to take the energy from your food, or whether you're fasting, in which case it's going to take the energy from your body fat and also from your blood glucose because it needs that source of energy. The simple thing to think about when you're fasting is really that you should be doing everything that you normally do when you're not fasting. The only difference is that you're allowing your body to use the energy that's been stored away. So if you're normally going to go for a run, even if you're fasting, you should go for a run. If you normally are doing a full-time job, then you do exactly the same thing, but you don't eat. And that's the only difference. For most people, exercise while fasting is totally acceptable and you shouldn't think twice about it.
물론 처음에는 어려움이 있을 거예요. 배고픈 것도 힘든데 운동까지 하라는 게 가혹하게 들릴 수도 있고요. 하지만 늘 말씀드리다시피 무엇이든 처음이 가장 힘듭니다. 저는 그 누구보다 공복 상태를 힘들어하는 사람이었습니다. 특히 운동 직전에라도 배에 뭔가를 채워넣지 않으면 도저히 힘을 쓸 수가 없었습니다. 물론 지금은 그렇지 않지만요. 요즘에는 공복 운동을 하는 분들도 많기 때문에 이런 과정을 많이 경험해 보셨을 텐데요. 처음에는 힘들지만 익숙해지고 나면 평소와 똑같은 강도로 운동을 할 수 있게 되죠. 이것을 전문 용어로 대사적 유연성이라고 합니다. 일반적으로 사람들은 탄수화물을 주 에너지원으로 사용합니다. 먹을 것이 풍족한 요즘은 삼시세끼의 간식까지 늘 든든하게 챙겨 먹기 때문에 체지방을 에너지로 사용해야 하는 상황을 경험하지 못합니다. 하지만 우리가 단식을 통해서 몸속 체지방을 사용해야만 하는 환경에 자주 노출시키면 우리 몸은 제이슨펑 박사가 비유한 대로 하이브리드 차량처럼 상황에 맞게 에너지를 활용하는 능력이 좋아집니다. 따라서 우리는 활동량을 음식 섭취량에 맞출 필요가 없습니다.
The second question I often get is, what's the best time to train? And the answer to that really is whenever you have time. However, the best thing is really to do it towards the end of your fast. And this is something called training in the fasted state. So if you're doing a 16-hour fast, for example, or a 24-hour fast, you might eat breakfast and then you're not going to eat again until the next day's breakfast. So what you would do is go all the way through, and then just before your meal, that's when you would put in your training or your exercise. So you're going to get your body in the state where it's around 16, 24 hours fasted, and then you exercise and then you eat. That's when you break your fast. There's a couple of good reasons why training in the fasted state makes a lot of sense. Remember that when you're not eating, certain hormones are going to go down and certain hormones are going to go up. Insulin is going to go down, and that's going to tell your body, hey, there's no food coming in, there's no calories that are coming from food, we need to look for our sources of stored energy, which is the glucose in the blood and also the body fat. So it's going to switch over the energy to that source. And then the second thing is that certain hormones are going to go up, and these are called the counter-regulatory hormones. And one of the most important counter-regulatory hormone is part of the sympathetic nervous system. And this is the so-called fight or flight response. And the hormone often associated with that is norepinephrine. And the effect of this norepinephrine and increase in sympathetic tone, which is often mediated by the vagus nerve, is that it's going to activate the body. So when you're fasting, you're not actually shutting down your body, you're activating the body into this fight or flight response. So the reason it does that is that it wants to take the energy that's stored away and push it out into the blood so you have ready access to energy in case you need to fight or you need to run away very, very fast. So when you have the increased sympathetic nervous system, the increased noradrenaline, well, the training is going to be a little bit easier because you've already started to activate the body, and therefore the training is going to be easier.
생소한 용어가 많이 등장했는데요. 한 가지 예시를 생각해보면 쉽게 이해할 수 있습니다. 과거 인류의 조상들은 사냥을 통해 먹을 것을 얻었습니다. 그리고 가장 많은 힘을 써야 할 상황은 바로 굶주림에 지쳐있을 때였을 것입니다. 눈앞에 사냥감을 놓치면 자신과 가족들이 모두 굶어 죽을 테니까요. 투쟁 도피 반응은 이런 때를 위해 만들어진 신경계의 반응입니다. 즉, 단식을 깨기 전 운동은 사냥을 위해 에너지를 폭발시키는 인간의 생리 반응을 이용하는 것입니다.
The second thing is that growth hormone is another one of these counter-regulatory hormones. And when you don't eat, insulin falls, growth hormone goes up. So that might seem very strange. Why is your body activating growth at a time that there's no nutrients? And it's because it's a balance. It actually doesn't want to grow because it's shutting down its nutrient sensors. At the same time, it's increasing the growth, so overall the net effect is zero. However, when your body starts to eat and it has all this growth hormone, it's going to start to repair all of the things that are needing to be fixed. So when you do exercise, remember you're doing a little bit of damage to the body. When you lift a heavy weight, you're actually causing little microscopic tears in the muscle, which sounds really, really bad, but in fact, that's how you get stronger. It's in the process of repairing those little microscopic tears that the body has to make it stronger in order to withstand the stress. So you have to put the stress on the body and then repair it in order to get stronger. You don't just get stronger by itself. And so having this training in the fasted state is beneficial from two hormonal standpoints. One is that you're activating the system, so you're going to be able to train harder. And second is that your growth hormone is going to go up so that you're going to recover faster. So that's a huge advantage to training in the fasted state. So once again, that is doing your fast, doing your exercise, and then eating. And hopefully you eat plenty of protein and all the good nutrients that you need in order to build the muscle, because there's a period of time just after the exercise where your body is primed to build muscle. And that's when eating more protein and so on can be very advantageous.
이상한 다이어트였습니다.